Hello Cancer, welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be a reading from the 13th of June right up to the 20th of June. If you're already part of the Astroflower family, I do thank you for joining us again here and your subscription. If you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's very simple. All you need to do is subscribe and click that bell. So, how'd it go last week? Did you start expressing yourself? After you've done all the work in the past and you started applying that work done in the past? I hope so. Looks like you have. Starting a new thing coming up. The funny thing, straight off the bat, right? Last week, you had this card in exactly the same position. So obviously, on the financial front, there still seems to be a repetitive thing going on. There's something still going through you at the moment, which is quite nice. Here you had the King of Pentacles, and this time here you got the Four of Pentacles. So you might have been bossing it up last week, and this week here is now sort of like being wise about when you bossed it up of how to invest your time in the relationships that are around you. Here you had the Six of Cups, and now you got the Devil in there, so that's quite interesting. There's a definite change around from the past and what's going on into the future, because the Devil is offering you things, as it were, for the future. It's almost so the Devil is shining the light on the greater path, as it were. And this is where we can get tempted and following off the path and going off into tangents, which may well be part of your karmic path. But it's not the Devil that makes you do this. It's just the Devil that shows you the possibilities. So, you know, and I think this is maybe what it's explaining this week. There's been a lot of things going on from last week. I did an energy update on Cymatic TV, where the message coming through from the Earth was the human race needs to give themselves a good hard look at, get a good hard look at themselves. And the idea of how to change future dimensions within the lull of the waves of vibration. Because we're definitely in a lull between the vibrations at the moment. There's something building up. And this could have to do with also Saturn that went into Aquarius, which went in, I think, on the 7th of June. And it comes out on the 23rd of October. Now, the funny thing is, we've already done those solar eclipse readings and the lunar eclipse readings, which you'll find on this channel as well, which were back in May in the Taurus season, and they are repeated again in October in Scorpio, sorry. And Scorpio and Taurus. Why have I got Aquarius? Oh, it's because of the sun. Scorpio and Aquarius are opposite each other, and they're real combined things. And Taurus is about doing things. Scorpio is about serving things or using things. So it's doing things to serve for the greater good, as it were. And I think this is where the humans got to have a good look at themselves. And it seems to be this week, and I've been doing quite a lot of these readings. I'm pretty much coming up to the midsection of the readings for this week. And it seems like it's a pivotal week for a lot of signs at the moment. And for you, Cancer, it's definitely, you had the Death card here last week. So, there is this new cycle is coming through. You're into this last month. It'll be your birthday coming up after in the following week. So it may be starting this new journey, the anticipation of your birthday, of instigating those ideas that have been filtering through you during the last 3 months before your birthday, which is all to do with the Astroflower rhythms of life. And this is like building up, so you're getting to your starting blocks, as it were. This seems like this week here, this is getting into that starting blocks, and it looks like on the financial side rather than on the relationship. So this is your money side. This is all to do with your relationships, your emotions, and your spirit. It seems like on the financial side there's a bit more to be played with, whereas on the relationships it seems to be a little bit more sort of stable, as it were. Let's just have an overall reading. Let's see what's going on here. This card here is really pulling stuff in. It's like you're absorbing the outside world. Everything's coming in for you, which is can be really nice, can be overwrought, you can be overwrought by that, but it doesn't seem like that. It seems like it's in flow with the overall energy. And this is similar to Virgo as well, because Virgo's in that position between Taurus and Scorpio as well. It's that sort of crossover point, which is Cancer and Virgo. And it's almost as if like the overall energy is sucking your future in. It'd be interesting to see how that sort of pans out. Okay, so let's just get let's get this message of the overall energy that's going through. It's like the relationships are imposing. So like how you position yourself with your family, your friends, your partner or your community is going to determine how you can explore and open up new avenues within your financial sort of side. And this is, I think this is what the devil's saying here, is saying, first things first, don't get caught up on relationships that are just going to suck you in, as it were. It's more sort of saying enjoy the greater spectrum of relationships within your life. Get a bit of get a variety. That's what it's sort of saying. And that devil's sort of really sucking in that energy there to sort of say, and this is what we can do. And it's really going to slap it down. Probably next week rather than this week. Let's just see what's going on your relationship side with the Four of Pentacles on here. Yeah, this is the opposite to the devil here. So what you've got here is as if it's almost like the Nine of Wands in a way. It's almost a sort of saying, look, these are the parameters of how I want to invest in my relationships. If this is not possible, then say like, let's just say honesty was your main thing. If you feel that people are not being honest, then I would be wary about investing your time. It doesn't mean that the other people are not nice. It's just that it just may not be as honest as you would so wish. So you're going to want to allow that to sort of guide you through that, I think, and make that karmic idea of what you really want to invest in future relationships. Let's see how the universe is trying to influence that karmic path. This is similar sort of thing to the Four of Pentacles. It is crescendoing into it as well. Everything's pushing forward. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens next week as well with you guys. It's bringing in that zippy energy, which is not actually within you yet. So you may feel it under the surface within the relationships. And this will probably allow you to realize what you want to invest your money into, or invest your time into your relationships that are around you. But this is really building up a real force. It's not letting it go yet, but it's building it up. It's Ten of Cups, lovely. So that real force is that pure joy and happiness. That's what it's building up to. It's not quite here, as I said, and I think it's going to be seen in next week. But let's just see how your guides are trying to put that into place, yeah? So this one here is pushing out as well. It does get feedback as well. There seems to be a fair exchange going on, but there's more coming from your side than the outside world in a way. So your guides here are sort of implementing that criteria for the investment into the relationships. And they're being very honest and straight with the world around you. So coincidences may happen that you kind of go, you're at a party, someone says they like, let's say they like jazz music, and then the Sex Pistols come on and they go, oh, I love this. And you kind of think, well, you just said you like jazz, and now you like thrash music, or punk music. It doesn't really connect. It's that sort of thing that sort of like, that sort of is making things really obvious really quickly for you. Seeing things in a different way. This is it. Don't look at those coincidences straight on. Give them a bit of curve on the view of it. I think that's how your guides are trying to sort of like curve the realities around you, so it actually helps you to be a little bit more sort of true to yourself of how you know, and true to the relationships that are around you. We can't be everywhere at every moment, so you've got to invest in those relationships that are best for you and for everybody around you. This is really okay. So these are the guides who are trying to influence, or that conversation that is within you. And what they're saying here, give and take. It's okay. It doesn't matter. You can listen to people all day long. You may not connect with those people, but that's fine. There's always something for you to learn out of this situation. And it's your guides here are kind of just kind of saying, oh yeah, no, I don't know about that. That looks really nice. But they're just sort of like, they're more sort of in a space where they're allowing things to wash over them. Yeah. Strength card. The funny thing is, Strength card was over here last week. Did you have that card there last week? No. So the Strength card was over here. So it's definitely switched from the money side into your relationship side. And I think this is trying to shore up this side of your relationships. It could be a moment in this coming week where you're going to realize what relationships you will be involved in the going future, and that will simplify your life a lot more. Okay, let's just see what's going on the financial and money side of life. This is a very even card, actually. She's actually jumping into an Astroflower. I don't know if you can see that, which is really quite nice. So it's a leap of faith, but I think it's more calculated more than anything else. So not that you're going to be you will be taking risks per se, but they're not stupid risks, and it's anticipation more than anything else. That leap of faith. The leap of faith is, I want to get started, I want to get started, I want to get started. And there's plenty of things that are on the horizon that are coming in now that's going to ask you to actually apply yourself. But I think it's much more, your karmic path here is to be a lot more calculative of how you apply yourself in your money, your business, your jobs, everything like that. So before you take that pay rise or that new job, that new responsibility, is it worth it? Is it the right career path for you? Do examine it before you go into it, and then once the decision is made, don't look back. Just jump in. So once you feel right about this decision, that's when you jump in. And I think that's what the leap of faith is all about. Let's see how the universe is trying to affect that karmic path. This is opposite to that. Oh no, did that wall? That was that wall of potential. No, it came out like that. Yeah, it definitely came out like that. Okay, so this is coming in from the inside. So this is coming in from inside you. And it's almost as if like you have that potential to make an influence on the world around you. And the universe wants you to have that potential and use that force within you to affect the world around you. That's what it seems to be like. Get ready to the gifts. It's 9 of Cups. So yeah, it's those gifts that from the universe, but they're actually coming from you. Cancer, they're actually coming from you. And this is what exploring what you've learned. This is really the realizations that you might have done within you over the last few weeks. Certainly last week. This is now the time to actually sort of kind of going, this is the potential and this is how it could affect the universe or the world around me. Okay, let's see how the guides is trying to sort of, and this is where this whole leap of faith of, that's what I'm saying, is when it's good for you, when it feels right for you, just go ahead and do it, jump in. And all of a sudden you'll realize you're going to be creating a lot of waves around you with that 9 of Cups as well within that position. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence you. This is a similar sort of thing to this. They're stepping in tandem. They're almost sort of saying, this is what we've understood, this is what we're going to go for, and this is how it's going to happen. There's no two ways about it. There's no grey areas in this. This is real black and white, very fast, this is what's got to be done. Very hermit. So yeah, which is opposite the Hangman, and these are very similar cards. And I think this is here is expressing that's what I said when this Fool was in there in the same position. And I think this is a repercussion. You had the Death card here last week. And I think this week here is more of a case of, with those understanding and this new possibilities that are coming through, the work has been done. If you've done the work, you can start expressing these things and applying this on the world around you, your vision of how to do things. And this is going to help you progress a lot more financially, money, jobs, business. It's really going to push things on a lot this year for you. It looks like a really good turning point for you after your birthday, because your birthday is important in all of this because of timing and everything like that. Let's see how the guides are trying to influence the conversation that is within you. This is similar to this side. It's very stable, more coming from you than the outside world. But here is like this card here. It comes more into this here. So it's flowing through the Devil with those possibilities. And I think here is sort of, it's setting up that those guides will be dropping in those criterias within your thoughts. So you can actually kind of like, you'll be thinking about doing something or doing something within your job or your business. And your guys say, don't forget about that. And it will give you those guidelines. They're here. They're giving you a bit of structure. Oh, King of Wands. There you go. Look at that. King of Wands and the Strength card. Really, really strong possibilities building up for you here, Cancer, for the coming weeks. This is a real departure, real on your marks, get set, go sort of scenario going on here. Let's just see, so the King of Wands here is just, it's got that lion in the background, which you've got over there on that Strength card, and it is, brilliant. A really good position there. You had the Strength card there last week. So, it's a continuing on of implying yourself in the outside world. But now is the moment where literally, I don't think it's this week, as I say, I think it's next week, but it's the application of yourself and how you apply it in the world around you. This is this week to try it out, to start firing up your motors. Knowing what cards you have in your hand will make you realize what card you need to play next, according to the outside world. But what you're doing is it's not that you're bluffing, but you're drawing the outside world to play their cards first, so then you'll have the upper hand. That's what it's, 6 of Wands. Yeah. Last week you had the 8 of Swords there, feeling stuck. This is real. You're going to realize what cards you're going to be playing that are going to win your hands, left, right and center. Looks really powerful for you, Cancer. Really looking forward to see how that goes into the next week. Let's just see how it does sort of progress into the next week. There is opportunities to be had, long and short term. And it's the effects you put on the outside world around you will define what you can do and what you can earn in the short term and what you can earn in the long term. And how you position yourself will be really important. And I think next week will all be about sort of positioning for you, I think. We'll see. Because the sun is coming round to a little bit more activity. It's been much in a lull. As I say in the Cymatic TV report, which you may see around. There is a lot of going on about, that calm between two vibrations that seem to be sort of flowing through you. Okay, so if you want to be part of the Astroflower family, it's very simple, and we would love you to be part of our Astroflower family. All you need to do, it's very simple. You just got to subscribe and then click that bell. And then you're part of the Astroflower family. And then once you start working into it, the Astroflower science of it all, or methodology of it all, you could really get the best out of life, regardless of what situation you're being confronted with. So there you go, Cancer. I hope you did enjoy it. There's only anything left for me to say. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.